Today we're here at the Birmingham NEC for the UK Cycle Show with the legend that is Gary Fisher, one of I was going to say an eccentric then, but you're not really. You're just a character of the cycling world, aren't you?
Sure, but I also developed this thing called named and developed the mountain bike. That is that I named it the mountain bike because people before me called them ballooners, clunkers, all kinds of things. But I started a company called Mountain Bikes with Charlie Kelly, and we started to cover the earth with bikes. The first year we made 160 bikes. The second year we made 1,000 bikes. We worked the Shimano, Suntour, Sugino, all the Japanese guys. And we made them a lot of money, and they made us a lot of money. And we've been, trying to cover the earth with bikes ever since.
And this would have been back in what, 1970?
Well, 79 is when I started a company called Mountain Bikes. September of 79. Charlie Kelly. And, that was, 79. First year we did 160. Next year 1,000 bikes. And, it was, the sales are the one thing, but the thing was the excitement, the craziness. In 83, we started a race team, and we had the world's oldest mountain bike race team. Tom Ritchie made the frames for them, and I did all the assemblies and all the, build up the bikes and choose all the equipment and everything. And we had 10 people on the team, including Joe Murray, John Loomis, Tom Ritchie, Eric Heiden, who was the 5-time Olympian.
A lot of names there.
Dale Stetna, who was like a national road champion a bunch of times. We had a team. A hell of a team. Jerseys, the whole 9 yards. And we put this team together for the first Norba National Championships in Santa Barbara, California. And it was a mess, a big muddy mess and everything. And our top rider was John Loomis. He got 3rd place.
So skip right forward to now. Where do you see cycling going?
Well, I think that I know in the States, one of the big uptick is going to be with the high school racing series. There are 167,000 high schools. Now that's kids between 13 and 18 in the United States.
There's a lot of people to get on bikes here.
Now, I believe we'll get 20% of these kids, 20% of the high schools doing teams nationwide. Now, let me point out, in Marin County, all 7 high schools have mountain bike teams now. Many of these teams, the mountain bike team is bigger than the football team. Can you imagine that? And I think that's going to be a big feeder. That, cross-country mountain biking in the suburban areas, because it's actually, the insurance actuaries point out that cross-country mountain biking is actually safer than any field sport. You know that? I mean, you don't have anybody running after you trying to knock you down.
Take you down.
Yeah,
the cross.
And
none of that.
I think the other thing that's going to increase kids riding bikes is for the urban areas will be bike polo. Because think about it, it's really easy to find a space big to do it. So I think those 2 aspects of the sport we really got to push hard because that's the gateway drug to our sport.
Obviously leads into other aspects of cycling because obviously
totally.
Marin County is fantastic for cycling, and the Bay Area all around there. You've got Mount Tam, all the classic places.
This race scene now has been going on, the high school mountain bike thing for the last 12 years, and there are already kids that went into that and are now professional racers.
Yeah, well, because there's a lot of teams around there as well. Sort of, I've spent a lot of time in the States myself, and I've seen, especially in California, there's a lot of companies seem to pump a lot of money into the sport. They're quite happy. Everyone from Cliff Bar right through to local medical cannabis companies don't even mind putting a bit of money back into the sport. It's amazing the diversity. So you reckon that obviously with the high school kids doing the sport, it's going to bring more sponsors on board? Well, the first thing it brings on is their parents. And you think about it, what kind of sport can you do if you're a teenager? And the bike is one of the few. You can't do a field sport with them, you'll kill them. It's not right. But there's that, and then the power of
parents of teenagers is about the greatest in all of our society. You know, those are the people that the city councils and all these powers that be listen to. You know, they're the ones that have it together. So it's really important for us to get the kids in it.
Is there any websites or anything people can visit you know of what's worth checking out?
NICA, which is the National Interscholastic Cycling Association. Check that out. You know, and you know, I'm not suggesting do it exactly the same over here. It's called, you know, go and look at what everybody else is doing. You know, take the best and leave the rest, and let's do it.
Definitely. It can only lead to good things. The UK scene's booming after the Olympics.
Oh, yeah. This is the center of the cycling universe at this moment.
It is indeed. Yeah. Let's hope we can spawn some more good riders, stateside and this side. Okay, thank you ever so much for your time, Gary.
Good stuff, man.
Excellent, thank you. No, that's fantastic.